Some people say that truth is stranger than fiction, but the world of science fiction always comes through to remind us just how much weirder things could truly be. To help guide your next streaming adventure into realms unknown, here's a look at some great sci-fi movies you won't want to miss. It might be hard to hold out hope when the entire world around you has been evacuated, but the protagonist of I.O., Sam Walden, absolutely refuses to give up her hope for a better future. The film picks up after an apocalyptic event has rendered Earth's atmosphere too toxic for human habitation, and most survivors have since moved to the moon of Jupiter that gives the film its name. Meanwhile, the movie's protagonist, Sam, is the daughter of a renowned scientist who actively warned people against abandoning the planet, and she believes in his legacy so much that she stays behind to try to salvage the Earth. Sam's situation soon becomes complicated by the arrival of a devastating storm, a fellow straggler named Micah, and a rapidly approaching deadline to catch the final shuttle to leave Earth for the colony. Sam must soon decide whether her commitment to Earth will be stronger than her survival instincts. Despite being set in such a grim environment, I.O. is a beautiful story about the resilience of humanity. Premonitions are always eerie, but especially so when they involve the death and destruction of everything you ever cared about. In Extinction, Peter enjoys a pretty ordinary life with his wife and daughters until he starts seeing visions of a future in which he and everyone else in the world become slaughtered by aliens.
What if I'm meant to be seeing these things? Or having these dreams? What if something bad is coming? And this is like a sign.
Stop.
Peter's visions begin coming to life when Earth is suddenly attacked by deadly invaders, forcing him to rely on those scattered premonitions to save his family. Michael Pena leads a fantastic cast, and Extinction keeps the twists coming until the end. Buckle up for a major thrill ride when you queue up this one. If you loved I Am Mother, Orbiter 9 is the perfect companion film. The Spanish-language sci-fi drama centers on a young woman named Helena, who has spent her entire life on board a space shuttle. She's been raised by a computer after her parents sacrificed themselves so that she could live on the spaceship when the Earth became depleted of oxygen. She comes face to face with another human for the very first time when a robotics engineer named Alex boards the ship to do repairs and forms an instant romantic connection with Helena. We soon learn that things are not what they seem, kicking off a heartfelt and thrilling sci-fi story. Orbiter 9 reminds audiences that some of the best fictional stories are grounded in the complexities of human reality. In Revolt, Bo is an elite American soldier serving in Kenya who wakes up in a shoddy jail cell with no memories of how he got there after being injured in a skirmish with aliens. He befriends his fellow captive, a French doctor named Nadia, and the two quickly discover that the extraterrestrial machines he faced before have virtually wiped out all of humanity, and now they're systematically hunting down anyone left alive. The trouble is, there's a reason Bo has survived while so many others have not, and it has absolutely nothing to do with his sense of valor. Let's just say that there are some electrifying twists in store when you press play on this action-packed sci-fi thriller. There's nothing quite like a good body-snatching sci-fi horror film to give you the shivers. The 2019 film Assimilate is an unnerving new take on the trend, centering on two YouTube vloggers who set out to prove that something is amiss when some of their neighbors and friends start behaving in odd ways after being bitten by a mysterious insect. They discover that after one of the creatures bites a person, it becomes a murderous copy of them and aims to take their place. As the infection starts to spread out of control, the few still human survivors can only hope to last long enough to share their footage with the rest of the world. If you ever wondered what it might be like to see a first-person shooter game become a full-length feature film, look no further than Hardcore Henry. The 2015 action pick puts the audience behind the eyes of Henry, a man who wakes up as a cyborg with computerized prosthetic limbs and no memory of how he got there. What results is a breathless, extended chase scene filled with wild fight sequences that we only see from the perspective of our protagonist, who has superhuman capabilities and zero hesitation about using them against others. To say that the action is intense would be an understatement, but there are also a lot of clever questions about morality sprinkled into the story that only ramp up the entertainment factor of this one-of-a-kind film. Tremors: A Cold Day in Hell features the return of franchise favorite Burt Gummer and his filmmaker son Travis Welker. This time, they're leaving perfection to investigate reports of their least favorite monsters showing up in a distant Canadian territory. This sixth entry into the long-lived sci-fi franchise is just as campy and fun as all of the other entries that precede it, but the stakes are even higher for Burt in this fight. He learns early on that he's been infected by a parasite from a previous graboid venom encounter, so he'll need to get up close and personal with one of these new graboids if he hopes to survive it all again. Time loop stories have become increasingly popular in recent years, and Ark is a tight and tense addition to this thriving sci-fi subgenre. The film follows two characters named Renton and Hannah as they repeatedly wake up to encounter a group of gun-toting home invaders who violently demand that they turn something Renton has stolen from his employer over to them. We soon learn that Renton is responsible for creating the Ark, a perpetual motion machine that has actually created a time loop, and he's trapped in it.
Get up, Hannah!
What? Why?
They're coming!
Eventually, Hannah and Renton begin working together to prevent his dangerous creation from falling into the wrong hands. But there are still several dark secrets ahead for them both. With its claustrophobic setting and twisty narrative structure, Ark is packed with surprises and will leave you thinking long after the credits roll. From the mind of Jeff Nichols, the writer-director of 2012's Mud, comes Midnight Special. It and Knives Out star Jaden Martell takes center stage as the goggle-sporting Alton, a kid whose untold powers make him a target of interest for both a cult and the federal government. His father and a friend try their best to protect him from this unwanted attention, but it's up to Alton to lead the charge on finding out what he needs.
I need to go where I belong.
Where you belong?
With an all-star cast that also includes Michael Shannon, Kirsten Dunst, Joel Egerton, and Adam Driver, Midnight Special features a masterclass of stunning performances and is dripping with spectacular visual effects. At the same time, the film is also an elegantly simplistic story about the preciousness of true love and radical acceptance. Thanks for watching! Click the links in our video to watch more from Netflix Film Club. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest exclusive videos. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.